There's at least one more video clip that I want to look at with you guys. This time it's Ricky Gervais, this comedian, talking to Stephen Colbert on his talk show, I think.
Atheism. So this is atheism in a nutshell. You say there's a God. I say, can you prove that? You say no. I say I don't believe you then. So you believe in one God, I assume?
In 3 persons, but go ahead.
Okay, so you believe... Okay. So, but there are about 3,000 to choose from that have been, you know, people who believe in...
I've done some reading, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So basically, you believe in... You deny one less God than I do. You don't believe in 2,999 gods, and I don't believe in just one more.
Right. Do you ever have a feeling of great gratitude for existence?
Of course.
And this is kind of a decent clip because of what Stephen Colbert said. I cut it short, the discussion goes on a little bit, but what Stephen Colbert says, have you ever felt like gratitude about life, you know, existing, being here? That's what he's saying. And that's like a decent thing for one of these TV personalities to say, I think, in defense of God. There's something real about it. He's saying basically that there is this big picture that you're missing to Ricky Gervais, who thinks it's just a number. He's thinking he's being very clever, but he's reduced the true God to be like a false idol that have disappeared and will disappear and be forgotten, right? Stephen Colbert is saying that this is something that is much more integral to life, more meaningful, not just a number. And that's who God is. There are false idols, like you have those statues of animals, even today in the world, right? And they have like beautiful jewels and stuff like that on the statues. Well, what if you replace the jewels with something that's even more beautiful, even more exquisite? Is that then a greater God? What if the animal changes shape instead of like an elephant or whatever? It's some kind of a incredibly powerful lion, this monster, glorious being with a great mane. Is it a greater God? And the answer is yes, because those are false idols. There's like this thing that you can value them as, and you can obviously see that, oh, there's something that's more valuable. So this is a better God? You can't do the same with the true God, because he's the Alpha and the Omega. There is no anything before the beginning, like there isn't anything after the end. He is... that's actually his name. He says, I'm the one who was, is, and will be. There's nobody greater. This is the true God. In your brain, when you think about, you know, things, Alpha and Omega, for example, if you go past these things, it's your brain that is damaged by it. You start to think in corrupt ways. There's something that is like a false pattern in your head. And that's what it means that you were made in the image of God. You can't even conceptually grasp anything that is greater. And that's why that's why we are in his image. I want to talk about this Alpha and Omega thing a little bit more. When Ricky Gervais says, I am Ricky Gervais, he's lying. Because God is the one who is I am, and Ricky Gervais, who does not believe in God, has denied God. He's denied the beginning, the one who is. You understand? Basically what it means is, you know, I don't really know him, so I can't say these things like with 100% accuracy or whatever, but when he says I am Ricky Gervais, the things that are going up in his mind are like, oh, he's some famous comedian guy, there's somebody who likes him, he's, you know, maybe a little bit rich and successful, maybe he's thinking how some people are a bit jealous of him. That's what it means when he says I am. He's made the father of lies his father. When I say I am Levi, I'm talking about God. And what that means is, for me, is I am somebody who is united with God. That's actually what my name means. My mother gave it to me, and it was not an accident. She believes in God as well, and she believed that I would become a kind of priest, some kind of a religious person. Now I rejected the word she used, but her faith I keep with me. And that's why I am united with God. I make a statement about God when I say my own name. So Stephen Colbert is making the point that there is something bigger going on, that the atheist is not, private to, does not understand, does not believe in. And that's because they are thinking in the spirit of error. When an atheist thinks in his head, he's like an electrician who doesn't believe in electricity, who's wiring the house all wrong. And they're thinking about God. Like every word out of their mouth comes from the place of, this is what I don't believe in. So it's like they're filtering out truth, and the most compelling untruths that are out there they take. I feel like that last point needs to be repeated because it's somehow very elusive. It's like an eureka moment waiting to be discovered. I've discovered it, but I keep losing it. A person who does not believe in God selects for things that he himself does not believe in, and that's the place he is speaking from while trying to convince you that this is something that you should believe in. There is a mistake in that pattern. Otherwise he would not be thinking in the terms of, well, this is what I don't believe in. The argument he makes is in the spirit of error as well. It would be like me, a virgin, who has decided to become a eunuch for the sake of the kingdom of God, telling, other men, the reason you should not marry, these billions of women that are out there is because I'm like you. I also don't marry them, except I do one more that I don't marry. I don't know, I messed up my delivery as well. But there's no logic in it, it's senseless completely. This is the kind of thing, the thought process that comes from a mind that is imbued by the spirit of error. And the spirit of error is obviously, you religious people get this thing wrong all the time. That's why there's been so many false gods. I mean, you're just denying one more, and then you're where I am. So why don't you join me? But that's like me, a virgin, telling you that you shouldn't marry your wife. Well, look at all these wives that you aren't marrying out there. I mean, just don't marry that one also. Then you're right about stuff, like me.